You're not stuck. You're protecting yourself. When you say you're stuck creatively, when you say you've got writer's block, you're not protecting your art, you're protecting your ego. Because the truth is, you're afraid to actually sit down and try to write something and come to the realization that you don't actually have anything good in the tank right now. You're afraid that if you sit down and you work on something, it's not going to actually be something worth sharing with people. So you say, oh, I have writer's block, or oh, I'm too busy. You somehow don't make the time to sit down. But here's the real truth. Even if you spend 6 hours working on something, 6 hours writing, and at the end of that 6 hours, you got nothing, you're 6 hours closer to having something. And what you're doing when you don't sit down, when you say, oh, I'm too busy, oh, I've got writer's block, I can't do that, I'm not creative, is you're protecting your ego from the really scary reality that you might sit down and make something and have it not be good. And the truth is like, it probably won't be good on the first go through. There's like so many little micro hiccups you have to get through in order to make something good. And things are good when they're in the hypothetical in our mind, right? You know, have you ever imagined what your book would be like? It's like, oh, I could write this book and it would be about this and it would be a bestseller. But while it's in your brain, it's like perfect. And there's something really weird and difficult about taking it from your brain and pulling it into reality, where it's not as like perfect as you get in reality. It's immediately messy and immediately like just hard, and like the thoughts of, oh, this is not going to be that good actually will start to come in and start to tell you like, yep, you were dumb for trying this. But the truth is that like, this is a fight and a dance you have to go through every time you create. Even the best creators in the world will run into self-doubt and challenges where they sit down to write and they'll feel like, I'm not good enough to do this. This is going to come out bad. I've exhausted all the creativity I already have. Why am I trying to do this again? And it's a fight you have to go through every single time. Excuse me. So if you're telling yourself, oh, I'm stuck, I'm not creating, you are just protecting yourself from the wound on your ego of creating something bad, from the fear of, ooh, this isn't going to work and I'm going to look stupid. What I'm offering you today is look stupid. Free yourself from trying to look good. Just look stupid. First of all, if you're making art, like, and trying to actually pursue it in a way that's go big or go bust, most of the world is going to think you're stupid anyways. Most of the world, if you're like pursuing music or art or anything creative, they're judging you because they have a day job that they're protecting. Their egos are protecting themselves. They're saying, ooh, like, that's not going to work. You should just like go get a job and get a paycheck because that's safe. And people project their safety onto other people all the time. And so you are getting safety projected at you from friends, from family, from coworkers constantly. And so there's like this pressure to, there's like this double pressure of like, you have it from your own internal ego, and the egos of all the people around you are also telling you, don't try, don't create, don't push yourself, don't make something that might look bad. And if they see you make something and it looks bad, they're like secretly relieved, because it's like, yeah, I am justified in not making art because you made art and it looked bad. So now I get to feel like, yeah, ooh, if I would have sat down, if I would have actually challenged my excuses and realized like, I'm not too busy and I can't make the time for this, I would have made something and it would have been bad. And so I'm not going to do it. You have to look inward and say, how am I telling myself I can't do this? And is that actually true, or is it bullshit? Am I too busy? Are you too busy? Do you not have the resources? Or are you afraid that when you sit down and start working on it, it's going to come out not as good as it is in your perfect imagination world. Being stuck is a choice that comes from not using the tools that we know we have. Seriously, sit down and like, this is what I want you to do right now is ask yourself, what is the thing I want to make? And what is the main reason I tell myself I can't make it? What's the main reason you tell yourself you can't make it? Do you say, oh, I don't have time? It's like, okay, well, how much time have you decided is necessary to work on it? Have you said, I need an hour or it doesn't count? Maybe that's a bullshit excuse. Maybe you could find 5 minutes to work on it, or you could find 1 minute to work on it. Have you said, oh, but I need a quiet space to work on this? Can you go to a quiet coffee shop? Can you sit outside? Can you close the door to your bedroom? Can you tell the people you live with, hey, can I please have quiet for 10 minutes to work on this thing? Seriously, look at yourself and look at the excuses you're telling yourself, and then really push those excuses, because what you'll probably find is that they're weak as paper. I actually had somebody who has watched some of my videos, downloaded some of my content, and she messaged me and told me that my videos have pushed her to start creating again. And she said in the past 3 days, she's penned out 3 songs and she hadn't written in forever. And I asked her what changed for her, and this was brilliant. So do this for yourself. She said, the way you said just freaking do it and started challenging excuses got me to look at my own excuses, and I asked myself, if somebody else was giving me these excuses, would I believe them? And she said she realized with her excuses that if somebody else was giving those excuses, she wouldn't do it, or she wouldn't believe them. She'd be like, oh, those are weak excuses. But because they were her own excuses, she like held on to them. So look at your excuses and flip the roles. Imagine someone else is telling you, oh, I can't create art because I need perfect conditions, right? If somebody said that to you, if somebody you loved, especially if somebody you admired said that to you, wouldn't you be like, come on, dude, just make something. I know you're really talented, just make it. Yet with yourself, you don't give yourself the self-respect. You don't give you the courage and the power to say, I'm gonna make this thing, and I'm gonna risk looking stupid. I'm gonna risk feeling like I wasted time. I'm going to risk setting an expectation to make something and not having something that I feel confident to share at the end of it. Because that's a bet. Because when you take that bet, you are telling the universe, I believe in my creativity. I'm taking a chance on myself. No one succeeds without betting on themselves. Think about it. Anybody make $1 million by just playing it safe? Has anybody written a song that changed the world by being really self-conscious about how people are going to perceive them, and by like not taking a risk? No. If you want to change the world with a song or some sort of art, if you want to create a business that impacts people, if you want to actually be in control of what your life looks like instead of stuck doing things for other people that you don't want, you have to bet on yourself. And people always take that in the realm of money. You might be thinking like, well, I don't have any money to bet on myself. Forget money for a second. Think about betting on yourself with your time. What if you today look at your schedule and look at where you have time that has been discretionary, and said, I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to spend some of that time, even if it's a small amount, 10, 20, 30 minutes, and I'm going to deliberately create something. I'm going to have an idea and have a version of the idea that I can work on right now, and I'm going to work on it. What if you were crazy enough to say, you know what, I have 20 minutes and I'm going to work on my idea, and by the end of 20 minutes, I'm going to not only have it done, but share it with someone. Even if I'll do songwriting. Even if you've never written a song before, but you say, I'm going to write a song in 20 minutes and I'm going to show it to someone. What if you were that nuts? What if you bet on yourself that hard? And like, who would you be? What kind of person would you be? Think about it. When you say, oh, I'm blocked, oh, I can't do this, you're telling the world, I don't create. I'm not creative. I don't have something to share. I am not valuable. I'm not worth sharing. But when you say, yes, I created time to make art, you're saying, I'm an artist, I'm creative, I'm independent, I'm a thinker, I have value, I have things worth sharing, I can change the world. Who do you want to be? You're not stuck. You're just not giving yourself permission to create. You are not using tools that you know you have. You're protecting your ego. You're afraid that the thing you make is not going to be good. So you come up with lies and excuses to not make it, to protect yourself from the reality of maybe it won't be good. What if you were just willing to say, yeah, I'm going to make something that sucks? What if you wrote a shitty, stupid, dumb song? What if you painted a painting that literally looked like a third grader made it? What if you wrote a story that had a million grammar mistakes and like didn't make sense? And what if you published it? Like, seriously, play it out. What's the worst that could happen? Everyone's gonna think you're an idiot and you're gonna get fired from your job and disowned by your family and all your friends are gonna leave you. Like, is that what's gonna happen? Like, seriously, play it out. And even if, like, let's say like your friends judge you and think you're stupid, it's probably a good thing. Maybe you need different friends. Maybe those friends are holding you back. Maybe they just want somebody they can go to the bar with and drink and talk shit about the world. And you're bigger than that. You want to change the world. You don't want to just talk shit about the world. So maybe if they're being shitty to you, you just moonwalk away from them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, losers who aren't going to make. I'm going to make. I am creative. I have something to say. I have one precious life, and I'm going to be deliberate about using the talents and gifts God made me to create. Do you believe you could do that? Yes or no? If you're sitting here and you go, yeah, but no. Stop for a second. Do you believe you have a gift that you can create with? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, forget all your excuses. None of them matter. Just do it. But, okay, let's say your butts come up. Write them down one at a time and challenge them. But I don't have enough time. Okay, do you have 30 seconds? Do it for 30 seconds. But people will judge me. Okay, they suck. Seriously, it's like your excuses, you probably don't realize how much your excuses have built up as like this wall to stop you from doing what you deep down want to do. You're protecting your ego because you're afraid of looking bad. Remove the fear of looking bad, start creating messy art, and that puts you on the path to being a changer of culture, to being someone who can move mountains. I'm in Nashville right now. Check it out. It's 55 degrees. It's like 20 degrees in Chicago. And I'm here right now because I believe in my art so much, and I've created so much art that me, Brett, and Abby are down here to share the original songs we've written just in the past couple months with high-profile songwriters. We've come down here to share our music. We believe in it so much that we got in the car and drove down here. Irrational, crazy, sleeping on a friend's floor. Just trusting that our art is good. We're not like, ooh, I don't know if these songs are good enough. Oh, these demos we made, they're home demos, they're not good enough. It's like, no, we know our songs rock because we believe in ourselves and we love ourselves. We love each other. So we're going to just share them and share them with people down here. And like, you just never know what happens if you take a risk on yourself, take a bet on yourself. And you don't have to drive to Nashville. Maybe you don't have a car or any money. That's okay. But just to show you how free you can be, you don't have to be stuck doing things you don't want to do. You can just say, I'm going to create art. I'm going to write songs. I'm going to share them with people. And you can start doing it right now, today. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want to dig into how you can unstuck yourself creatively even more, I have a free resource I made. It's called my Creative Permission Slip. And it is for you to read about how you can start to give yourself permission to be creative right now, today. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment and you can get that for free. If you made it to the end of the video, comment freedom and tell me about what your excuses are that are holding you back and how you're going to stop believing those excuses today. Love you so much. Bye.